Black man, I'm talking to you, yeah, you. Shout out to all y'all brothers, man. White collar brothers, blue collar brothers, street niggas, you know what it is. Black man, this video is for Miss Ronda S. Miss Ronda S. Respectfully, and I want to emphasize respectfully, left a comment and asked why I was giving black men a pass, men, and she, and condemning women. She's also of the opinion that there are a lot of traditional women out there, and she also wanted to know where I'm at. So I want to address Miss Ronda S. Miss Ronda S., this is for you, and I want to thank you for your comment, and I appreciate it. And it's important for me to always be able to stand up under what I say, because I'm not on here to get famous. I'm not looking to be some YouTube sensation, or you know what I'm saying. I don't do this for clicks and likes. I do this really to uplift, the self-esteem of black men. And so it's something I'm really passionate about. So I want to thank you, and I appreciate you, and you definitely talking like you're a lady, because I can tell in your comment. I appreciate it, and so I want to get right into that and address that directly. Ms. Rondez, you may not be aware of this, or maybe you are, but there is an insidious war, a covert war, taking place against masculine black men. And I deal with black men. I'm not really interested in other races of men. Anybody who tells you that they're not biased is somebody who you should probably watch, okay? Because everybody has a bias. And if you say you're not biased, then that makes me automatically know that you're a liar, because there's bias in everything. So I'm partial to my people, and I'm partial to black men, because I believe from a personal standpoint that our community thrives when black men thrive. However, when you're dealing with the topic of feminine women, yes, there are. A lot of these women are, I believe they're called, these are new terms, obviously, but pick-me's, and some are called mammies, I believe, or some of these other derogatory pejoratives in order to take away from what they have to say, because a lot of times with people, they don't want to deal with the facts of what you say. They want to deal with something other than the facts, because the facts they can't stand up under, because the facts are just the facts. Whether you like them or don't like them, those are the facts. And yes, to your point, there are a lot of traditional women, and I myself currently am in West Virginia, but I'm from Detroit. I won't be here that much longer, but that's just where I am currently. To get right off into that, I don't ever try to condemn women, because truth be told, I love black women, and as most men do. The problem is that a lot of buffoonery is always uplifted in our community, and so I have to question that, because that's a problem. And when I talk about women of another day, I speak of women because you could see the femininity in them. You could see it. They were ladies. And I just don't see a lot of ladies. It's kind of like Bigfoot a lot of ways. You hear about them, but you don't really know they exist, but you've heard stories. And so that's a lot of times how femininity is viewed. Men are as I explained to you, sister, have always had an innate ability, and have always wanted to protect and provide and guide. However, if not placed in those roles, then it becomes extremely difficult for men, because all of a sudden we're not quite sure where we belong. And the truth be told, sister, you all were lied to. I want you to know I empathize in that respect. A lot of black women were lied to. White men told you that you didn't need black men, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker. A lot of you did. And then now that bill has come due, and it's extremely difficult, because you're like, well, wait a minute, I thought I could have it all. But men know better. Men know that there is no such thing as having it all. Life is about trade-offs and negotiations. You see, sister, what a lot of us want is to have things like Burger King. We want to have it our way. And the truth of the matter is, it's never quite like that. And in the end, there's always a fine print. And what a lot of black women didn't understand was that when that bill came due, it was gonna, and it was inevitably gonna come due. You just didn't think it would come due on you. A lot of us tend to think that we're more special than what we are. A lot of us think that our situations are so unique and our situations are so different. As a woman will say, well, I'm special, excuse me, I'm special. So somebody's going to take me out of the situation I'm in. Or she can do it, well, I can do it. Well, as men understand that that's not really realistic. Men have to build themselves up. Men have to work hard. And it takes time and it takes effort. I'm myself, sister, I'm 41. I've been to the bowels of hell and looked Satan in the face. But yet I'm still plugging along. And I suspect, sister, with all due respect, I'll be extremely, extremely wealthy in the next couple of years. Nothing to do with YouTube either. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually building an app for police accountability called Awesome Track. And it's extremely viable and it's extremely profitable. I don't know if it's profitable at this point, but it's definitely fills a need. So that's something, sister, that I'm passionate about. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm currently single. Where are the black women that are looking for me or who think that they see value in me, who's saying, here's a black man who I can build with. I see myself, I see him going somewhere. Allow me to get on his program. No. What you want to do is wait on the sideline. And then when I get there and I cross it, what you want to do is say, hey, what about us? A lot of black men are saying, well, hey, sister, where were you? Where were you when I was building myself up in the dark? Where were you when I was eating ramen noodles? Where were you when I was sleeping on the floors? Where were you when I stopped selling dope and I didn't have nobody? Where were you when I was laying in the slums and in the filth? Where were you when I was at my darkest? And a lot of black men have a problem with that. And so what I just tell sisters is this. I think you sisters need to get back with your men. I think you sisters need to recommit to your men. I think you need to be honest and just come right out and say, you know what? I was wrong and I messed up. And an apology goes a long way, sister. Apology goes a long way with black men because I believe a lot of black men are more than willing to accept you, sisters. Because truth be told, we were meant to be with one another. You don't see other races arguing amongst each other. You just don't see it. And truth be told, the combative nature is a lot from black women, and it has to stop, or it doesn't have to stop. But if you don't stop it, you all are the ones who are going to lose because the numbers say so. The numbers say that black men have a greater opportunity to date out and to find love and to find the peace and happiness that he's seeking as opposed to black women. Nobody's going to take you all in except for the men in your race. Yes, you'll find a few isolated incidents here and there, but for the most part, you just need to start focusing on your men, loving your men, and recommitting to your men. And that right there you'll begin to see the process start to change. You have a lot of these women on these YouTube circles that are study preaching this nonsense. However, you have to always judge things by the outcome, sister. I would ask you to look at what is their home life like? What is their situation like? And that right there will tell you a lot about them as opposed to what they're saying. So, sister, this is the longest video I've ever done. And I'm actually doing this extremely just for you. And I'm actually glad you brought this topic up. It was so important for me to address. And I hope that I addressed it in a way that you can see some sort of clarity. And I brought some sort of peace, at least in terms of what I said. If you disagree with me, I'm always willing to hear a disagreement. I like to deal with the facts though. And the truth is it's wins and losses in life. And so the real question is, what side do you want to be on? What side do black women want to be on? You have to recommit to your men. You have to mend the fences. And it has to come from you because when I say you, I don't mean you personally. I mean, women were the ones who left black men. They left black men back in the early 70s. They decided to check out. And it began a process that was self-refueling. And then the 90s took over. And then the 2000s. And then now we're in the 2022s. Black men are moving on. And in order for you sisters to get the peace that you're looking for. And I don't know your situation per se, sister. I just mean for black women specifically, in order to get the peace that they're looking for, you have to recommit to your men, because financial security, or financial gains, or working hard, the same, men and women are different. And this lie that we're all the same is a lie. It's a stone cold 100% lie. And by any metric, we are different. And so if we don't start to understand, if black women don't understand that they are different from their men and need to reconnect with their men, and that they need their men, then they're going to find themselves down a very, very lonely road. So all due respect, sister, you know what I'm saying? That video was just for you. And I made it longer than I ever made any video. And I meant everything I said. And I want to thank you again for your comment. Please feel free to tell me what you thought about this. And I thought that it would be better than just answering you through the regular comment, because it was a little more intricate. So I want to thank you again, you know what I'm saying? And if you ever need anything, you know what I'm saying, anything I can clear up, please let me know. Awesome said it, and you know, so be it.